All right, on to the next video where we're going to now compare the rotobox Bullet Pro wheels with the BMW M wheels for the BMW M wheels, rotobox Bullet Pro wheels for the BMW M1000xr. All right, and this is how we're going to do this. I've got a little sheet here where I'm going to take down, we're going to measure the front wheel, and we'll measure the rear wheel, and then we'll measure the rear wheel with the sprocket. So because the rear wheels come with the different cush carriers and cush drive and sprocket carriers. This is on this one, on the rotobox wheel. That is their cush drive there. You see that? That's the rotobox cush drive. That's those red, looks like elastomers. That's my guess. So that's the cush drive. On BMW, it's these black rubber pieces. This is the cush drive. So we'll weigh the rear without anything on it, and then we'll weigh them with the cush drive. Okay, all right, let's get started. Let's start with so what do you think? Who do you think is going to be heavier? So personally, my guess is that the BMW wheels are actually going to be lighter. That's what I think. Don't ask me why. I just think the BMW wheels are going to be lighter. Now, before we actually weigh them, let's just talk about the looks of these wheels, right? And which wheel is more attractive. Now, of course, this is my design. I know I picked this design, so that's subjective, obviously. But forgetting the colors and stuff like that, let's just like structurally, design too. So I think the BMW is actually really pretty. This, I don't even know if you can see this detail of this the spiraling here. These spokes, they spiral down into this. It's pretty, it's unique. I don't think that that it has a certain kind. It's creative. It's artistic. It implies a human touch. I like that. It's not just like a computer designed that. So I really like that. So these are really pretty wheels. They're very, very good looking wheels as well. And it seems to me like the carbon fiber on the spoke the pattern does seem to differ from the spoke pattern right there. You see how that looks a little, so it looks like it's a little different weave between here and here. So and also I like that contrast. I think that's attractive as well. And yeah, so I think it's a good looking wheel. I mean, it's definitely a very good looking, a very attractive wheel. I think BMW did a great job with manufacturing this wheel. And then I also think that the rotobox bullet wheels with these thin spokes, I think that's also unique and also very attractive. I like how they seem to come down here and then curve back up. I think that's very attractive. So yeah, I think this is also a beautiful design. And then I actually prefer the look on the bullet wheels that has the chopped carbon fiber spokes. I like that look a lot. This one has something I call like the straight weave. This is what makes it stronger versus the regular bullet wheels. And then so there's the weave here and here do differ. So I think this is also a very attractive wheel as well. I think they're both really good looking wheels. I would be happy with both wheels. The rear wheel, I do really like this look with the half blue and the clock. So that's unique. So that itself, I really, really dig. The spoke pattern, of course, I think both wheels are really attractive. I could have gotten one can get the rotobox wheels in a similar look with an all black, and just so I could have just gotten these this here on the outside, which is similar to this, and I think they even have something that looks like this, a rim pattern that looks like this as well. So I could have got a wheel that looked similar to, very, very similar. And in that case, it would have been all black with just the spokes. And if it was just that, gosh, I don't know, they're both really attractive. I mean, I really do dig these spiral spokes and how they come down. So I think that's hot. I think they're both really good looking wheels. I'm not I like them both. I like them both a lot. I like that. I like the rotobox because of the colors. The color scheme I really dig. I like the red hub on that. So these overall, I would probably pick the rotobox wheels. Oh, and I love this little attention to detail that rotobox has of finishing the interior, right, of the wheel. It just has a much nicer finish. That's just a prettier. Again, that little attention to detail, I think I really dig that. I dig that, and that somebody spent the time. And then if you look at the quality of the work inside, so these markings here are imperfections in the wheels. If you look at the markings on the inside, the finish, again, the rotobox wheels is just finished beautifully, like just smooth. It is just a lot of it's a different kind of craftsmanship with the rotobox wheel. So for that reason, I would absolutely pick the rotobox wheels. They're just on that attention to detail and quality, even without despite looks and all that. So very cool. All right, so let's weigh the wheels. I am not going to weigh. So how am I weighing the wheels? They have all their hardware. So the rotobox wheels already came with the hardware installed. So the screws for the discs, the screws for the for the rotors were already on there. Oh, you know what I just saw? Shoot, I gotta remove. These are the screws for the ABS. I thought they were on the rotobox wheels, but they're actually not. So let's remove those. So the screws for the ABS ring. So I just removed those. So they have all the screws for the rotors, screws for the ABS, and that's it. So see the screws on the other side here as well. So I think the screws, I think these screws are heavier, but I still think, I don't know, I just feel like the BMW wheels are going to be lighter. All right, so let's start. BMW front wheel, let's move that away so it doesn't touch anything. Put the BMW front wheel first, and it weighs 6 pounds, 6 pounds, 3 ounces. 6 pounds, 3.1 ounces, 6 pounds, 3.1 ounce. For our European, actually it's the rest of the world, that is 2.8 kilos. 2.808 kilos. Okay? All right. So that is the BMW front wheel. I think that the rotobox wheel is going to be heavier. That's what I think. All right. Well, I was wrong. So let's do. Oh, they're the same. Look at that, huh? Rotobox weighs. It's exactly the same. How's that? How's that possible? Exactly the same. 6 pounds, 3.1 ounce, which is, well, it just dropped. It's now 3 pounds, 3 ounces. Okay. Either way, we'll keep that. That's the same there. So 2.808 kilos. Okay. So front, rear wheels weigh the same. Now in the rear wheel, I think the Bullet Pro is going to be lighter. And I think that because, without the sprockets, without the sprockets. Yeah, I think Bullet Pro is going to be lighter in the rear without the sprockets. With the sprockets, I think Bullet Pro is still going to be lighter. So BMW rear wheel with no hardware, no sprocket or sprocket carrier, weighs 7 pounds, Why is that changing? 7 pounds, 11 ounces. That is the BMW, right? BMW, yes. That's pretty light. That's really light. 7 pounds, 11.2 ounces, which is 3.5 basically, but 3.494 kilos. Okay? So, yeah, let's weigh with the sprocket since we have it on here. So what I'm going to do now is, let's flip this over. Let's zero it out. Oh. Okay, so now I'm going to weigh it with the cush drive, right? So that's the cush drive and the sprocket, sprocket and sprocket carrier, okay? So, no, I did something wrong. Let's do that over. Yeah, I definitely did something wrong. Zero that out. Okay, we're zeroed out now. Let's try that again. Okay, so that says, you see that? 12 pounds. Stop lifting it up. What is that? 12 pounds, 5.9 ounces. So it's 12 pounds, 5.9 ounces. Okay. So we have 12 pounds, 5. Now it's 6 ounces. I said 5.8. All right, well, I'll take that and get that off. It's zeroed out. Great. Okay. So now we weigh that's 0. We're going to weigh the rotobox Bullet Pro rear wheel. We're at 0, but the rotobox Bullet Pro wheel, and it weighs 8 pounds, 1.9 ounces. I was wrong there. 8 pounds. Right? You see that? It says 1.9 ounces too. It says 1.9 because I'm moving it. When I do that, I think I'm changing the weight. Huh. Is there anything touching it? No, it's not touching. So 8 pounds, 2 ounces. 8 pounds, 2 ounces, or for my kilo friends, I didn't tell you the kilos for the 12 pounds. Shoot, sorry, y'all. Is 3.686 kilos. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come back and do... No, well, let's finish this one first. Okay, so now we'll add the... This is where I think Rotobox will win because of their sprocket carrier and sprocket are aluminum. I think that's going to make a big difference. So now with that, we get, oh my God, yeah, 10 pounds, 6.7 ounces. Can you see that? 10 pounds, 6.7 ounces. I'm going to remember the kilos, which is 4.728 kilos. That's a big, wow, 2 pounds. It was a pound, no, it was a few pounds heavier. So yeah, the sprocket, this is what I thought would happen. So the sprocket carrier and the sprocket make a huge difference. I'm gonna put the 0. I'm going to put this back on here so we get the kilos for the BMW wheel. Oh, this is so, I think that is so much heavier. All right, so now, so the kilos is in this, as you can see, is 5.6. We'll call it 5.6. 5.602 kilos. Okay. All right. Let's review the numbers and see where we stand. Da, da, da. So, if you can read this with me. All right, so the front wheels, BMW M front wheel weighs, as you can see, there's 6 pounds, 3.1 ounces, and or 2.808 kilos. And the rotobox front wheel weighs exactly the same, 6 pounds, 3.1, and 2.08 kilos, exactly the same. So front and rear wheels weigh exactly the same. So putting on the what's it called? The rotors and all that, it's going to weigh the same because the hardware is the same. Now, rotobox has different hardware here, which I want to talk about that for the rear wheel. Now, on the rear wheel, this is where all the difference is. Wow. So the rear wheel, rotobox, the BMW with nothing on it, right? The BMW rear wheels weigh 7 pounds, 11.2 ounces, or 3.494 kilos. Then the rotobox rear wheel by itself weighs 8 pounds, 2 ounces, or 3.686 kilos, right? 200 grams, about 200 grams difference there, front and rear, or half a pound, right? 2 ounces, yeah, so about half a pound, about 7 ounces, so about half a pound. So there's about half a pound difference in the rear, where the M wheels are lighter in the rear, which didn't surprise me for whatever reason. Now, when you add the sprocket and the sprocket carrier, which I totally expected to happen, look at the rotobox sprocket carrier. It's aluminum, and it is, that's the BMW one is steel, so that's all steel. So that right there is so much heavier than that. So if we just compare those two together, that's just a lot heavier. And so once you add this piece, and then of course this is way lighter. This is aluminum compared to that, which honestly I would probably run given my choice, I would likely run a steel sprocket versus an aluminum one, but we'll see how this one wears. But this is a huge weight difference, I'm sure. We didn't weigh the sprocket separately, but no doubt this is a lot lighter. So this combo is so much lighter. So much lighter that even with a half a pound deficit, a 200 gram deficit, then the rotobox rear wheel ultimately comes in at 2 pounds less, or about 1.7 kilos of 5 here. So yeah, over a kilo, right? 1 kilo, yeah. So which is about less than a kilo, just a shy less than a kilo. So about 900 grams or so difference. So about 2 pounds and about 900 grams difference. So which means that they managed to shave 2.5 pounds with the sprocket and the sprocket carrier compared to BMW. So that should make a difference. 2 pounds less in the rear wheel. I love that. Yay. I love it. So even though I would normally run steel, I'm probably going to keep running aluminum sprocket because of that. Again, we'll see how it wears. Now, if it only lasts, shit, you know what? Even if it only lasts 5,000 miles, I'd probably still do it anyway, just because of saving that much weight. And if I get a red one, I mean, I think that does look cooler, right? That looks cooler than that. So, I mean, imagine if that was red. If we had a red sprocket on there, that would look pretty cool. Actually, I think that would look cool with the black, which it does here too as well. So, yeah, that looks cool. So, yeah, so I would get, with the red, which you can't do with steel, right? So, I guess, I don't think. So there you go. Rotobox Bullet Pro wheels versus the BMW M wheels. And the Rotobox wheels, the combination total saves 2 pounds, and it's on the rear. And the rear, the importance about that is the drive. So driving, right, acceleration is in the rear. So losing 2 pounds of inertia when one goes to accelerate is really going to make a difference. And stopping, it should make a little bit of difference, probably not as much as if the 2 pounds were in the front, because so much of your stopping power is in the front with the brakes, but it will make a difference in the braking as well, because it takes less force to bring the bike to rest. So that is the summary, the outcome there, as you can see. Bring that close for you to look at. That's BMW M wheels and Rotobox Bullet Pro wheels. So when it comes to weight, the winner is Rotobox Bullet Pro wheels with the aluminum sprocket. And when it comes to looks, that's subjective. I think they're both great looking wheels. BMW did a great job with the design of this wheel. It really is a pretty wheel. And I think a lot of that is just the spoke. I think for me, it's these spiral spokes. I think are beautiful. I think that's a beautiful feature. You know what it feels like? It feels like somebody's. It's like your ankle. That's like a foot, and that's like ankle. It's like a muscle, something twist. It's a dynamic. It's got a dynamic appearance, right? The movement. The spiral implies this dynamism. Something's happening. It's movement. There's action. So that's a really cool design. And it's something I think you can see it more in the rear because the spokes are bigger in the rear. But I think that's a beautiful design. I think that's a really well done BMW. I think if I got the Rotobox color scheme on the BMW wheel, I don't know. I might like the BMW. I might prefer the BMW wheel to the Rotobox wheels. Yeah, I think I would. But overall, though, I prefer the look. I love the appearance of that. I dig that. I dig the color. I like the spokes. I think they're pretty. I love the color. I love the color scheme. I love the clock. I love my clock, yo. And yeah, you can see, and they put the date. So that's actually a really handy thing, because these come with a 3-year warranty. The Rotobox wheels come with a 3-year warranty, which is one of the reasons that I was not going to run BMW wheels anymore, because I don't want to fight with BMW about the wheels when they fail again on warranty. So now I have a 3-year warranty with the Rotobox wheels. So, and on my Super Duke, I have used that warranty twice, and Rotobox was awesome, easy to work with. I mean, I'm in the USA there, and I think Slovenia, and no problem replacing my wheel both times. And both times they were cosmetic defects, not structural. So for structural defects, they built me brand new wheels, even though just. So for example, if this paint starts to fall apart, which is what happened on my second Super Duke wheel, the paint just started coming off, and they just built me a brand new wheel. I was like, no questions. They didn't battle me. They didn't ask me a bunch of questions. They just built me a new wheel and shipped it out. So very, very cool. Oh, I can't feel. So I can feel the ceramic bearings on here. Ceramic bearings. I wonder if I could. It'd be nice to be able to. No, I can't really feel the bearings on here. Oh yeah, so there's such a difference in the bearing feel. That bearing, it's a much tighter, requires a lot more force to move versus the aluminum bearing. So easy, so smooth, aluminum bearings. I mean, that doesn't necessarily tell you much, but I think what I've learned from researching the bearings and bearing material, aluminum ceramic bearings work better at high speed. So, which I spend a fair bit of time at high speed. So I think at 120 miles an hour, ceramic bearings better. But overall, I don't know that the bearings are a huge difference. But why not? We'll see. We'll see if I notice anything with ceramic bearings. All right. I think that's enough. How much time have I talked on these wheels? All right. I talk too much. Thanks, y'all, for listening. Appreciate it. Much love. If you got any questions, comments, feel free to share them down here. I'm just feeling this is also aluminum bearings in there too. Yeah, very cool. I like the way it feels. There's a nice smooth feel to the bearings. Okay. Peace out. Much love. Yeah, later. Gator.